Hey, Trevor, it's David Hood. What does it say about this offense that on a night like tonight, when it's brutally cold, you guys kind of just hung in there and kept taking your shots? And then the second part of that would be, did the cold affect you at all?
Yeah, I think it says a lot about this team, this offense didn't really let the elements affect us. We knew coming into this game that in the run game we'd have some opportunities to make some plays, and I think the guys up front, running backs, just all the way around, receivers blocking on the perimeter, really took advantage of that and did a good job. All right. I think we're good now. I kicked it on accident. Sorry about that. But yeah, I think we did a good job just managing it. Obviously, everything didn't go perfect during the game. They did some good stuff on defense. They did a really good job. So there were some things that still got to work on, get better at, especially just me personally. But I think as a team, as an offense, especially up front, we did a really good job in the run game, fitting it up, and then also protecting. So it was really good.
Trevor Lawrence, Rob Gilchrist, WCRS 1450 AM, 90.5 FM. How'd that second touchdown run feel when you kind of powered in from a couple yards out after a couple of bad plays? And describe what went through your mind after that offensive pass interference call, going right back to Powell on that deep touchdown pass. And what are your thoughts on the offense's performance as a whole in tonight's ball game?
Yeah, obviously it felt good to score right there. We just had a turnover on the drive before, so it felt good to put some points on the board. And then our defense played really well all night. Got some turnovers that were huge. But just as an offense, obviously the big play at the end there to Cornell was nice after a penalty too, especially. So we definitely made up for that. So that was good to see. But I think as an offense, we did some things really well. And like always, there's things we need to get better at. And that starts with me. I don't think I saw the whole field great tonight. And that's just, a matter of just making sure my eyes are in the right spot and just some little things I can work on. But, in a game like that, obviously, like I said, it was a really cold game. When you run the ball, would be a really important tonight, especially with just the opportunities that we saw against Virginia Tech. So I think we did a good job managing it. Obviously, we could have played better. That's pretty much always the case, but come out with a win, 45-10. We're happy with that, no doubt. Going to our 6th straight ACC championship game, so really, really excited.
Hey, Trevor, Lawton Swan, let me ask you, Darian's one of your best buddies, I know. What's that like to watch that moment? You've seen some of the greatest moments in Clemson football history, but to have your friend have that kind of play tonight, what did that say about him, and what were you thinking as it was going on?
Yeah, I saw him kind of break, and honestly, I kind of thought he would get caught before he got to the end zone, but just a great play. It's so cool to see those guys get rewarded that work really hard, and especially Darian. Obviously, we have a really close relationship. We've been friends for the past 3 years, and nobody works harder than him. And obviously, you got the inspiration award this past week, so it's like kind of perfect timing. I know that was awesome for the whole team to see. We all rallied behind it, and we just love him. So I think everyone has a great amount of respect for Darian and just how he carries himself. So it's cool to see him play well tonight.
Hey, Trevor. For anybody speaking up at any point in time, understanding that Virginia Tech is going to milk the clock. They're going to take the play clock all the way down, limit your possessions to try and –
Sorry, what'd you say?
You knew that Virginia Tech was going to try and limit possessions and milk the game clock down. So how do you, not put pressure on yourself to score every play, and just kind of stay within the game plan?
Yeah, I think it's just, constantly reminding yourself that. We only got 4 possessions in the first half. I think they almost doubled our time of possession just throughout the whole game. And that's obviously – I think the hardest thing about that is not being able to get in a good rhythm, routine, where you're getting series and you're kind of on for a series and you're sitting over there on the sideline for 10 minutes or whatever. So it's kind of hard to get in the rhythm doing that. But I think we did a good job of just figuring it out, making plays, and just keep punching, keep swinging. So I think that was something that we actually handled pretty well, considering their game plan. They had a good plan. First half, limited our possessions, ran the clock, put some drives together, and put a few points on the board. 17-10 at halftime, but we score on 3 out of 4 possessions. Our defense was still playing well. It's just they did a good job of managing the clock and really a 4-minute offense running the clock. So they did that the whole game pretty well.
Hey, Trevor. Can you hear me? Trevor, can you hear me?
Yep.
Hey, it's Chris Idell from Herbertson Radio in Baltimore. What does it feel like going back to Charlotte for the third straight year? Is there something in Charlotte that you haven't seen yet? You know, you've been there for so many of the ACC title games. Or are you looking forward to go back for something you didn't see yet?
I mean, that's always fun going back there. It's a great city. You know, it's just a cool atmosphere. Obviously, it'll be a little bit different this year, but it's always just, you know, when we go back to Charlotte, that's obviously shows that we're where we want to be. We're still in control of our own destiny. All the goals that we have are still in front of us. So I think that's the best feeling is that kind of work all year for. You take it one game at a time, but you kind of know what you're working for. And this is definitely one of those big goals on our list at the beginning of the year, and to get there is awesome. But we got to go finish. Obviously, getting there isn't the goal; it's to win it. So, still got a lot of work to do. Have some time to prepare and get better. But we're super excited to keep on that.
All right, we have time for one more question for Trevor.
Trevor, Mark Berman of the Roanoke Times in Virginia. As the offense kind of got going there during the game, you know, how much of that was kind of wearing Virginia Tech down versus you kind of figured out what they were trying to do with their defense?
You said how much of it was wearing them down? Or what would you say exactly?
How much of it was, you know, you guys wore them down as the game went on, or how much of it was you were figuring out you started figuring out what they were trying to do on defense?
Yeah, I think it was a little bit of both. Like I said, when you don't have a lot of possessions and you don't really hold the ball for that long, because we had some somewhat longer drives, but I felt like we were going at a good tempo, so we were going pretty quick. It's just hard to figure someone out when you only get 4 possessions in the first half. You don't have a lot of stuff to work with. You're like, okay, well, they did this, but we only ran, you know, maybe 20-something plays. So that's hard to kind of adjust. But I think, just like I said, keep doing what we do best and just communicate with the O-line, receivers, coaches, just everybody, and what we're seeing and verifying it, and just trying to get the details right, do what we do well, regardless of what they do. Obviously, they made some plays tonight, and they do some things really well. But yeah, I think it's a little bit of both, wearing them down and then obviously just adjusting as the game goes on. I think we did a good job of that.
All right, with that, thank you, Trevor.
Thank you all.